great start, right, and they end up getting beaten back. We got to work out if they've got the ability to kind of bounce back from that. Like, on paper, yes, they should, but we saw what happened on Mirage, but this is exactly how Heroic would want this to start. Malzinho again going to be the man to try and put the hurt on, finds himself a second frag as well, tapping away, but it is 2 versus 3. The T's are certainly in control. Taz has come up, but the quick rotation, this is the benefit of Nuke. Just run downstairs. SE tag gets domed, so it's still all to play for, but it's the Malzinho show. Taz is just there following him at this stage. Maybe just stick him on the bomb. You've got to act fast as well. Snappy's looking to see if anyone's coming through vents. This could come down to a timing play as well. Rubino trying to tap away with that Glock, trying to keep him at bay, keep him off the bomb. Malzinho getting it done as well. A 4th frag for him. This is very scary now. Taz has gone down. It's going to be a 10-second defuse. He's not going to be able to get it done. The timing works in Heroic's favor, but that should have never been that close. They just couldn't dispatch Malzinho, who dominated them.
That was a very messy round. Yeah, I'm not sure what Heroic's plan were from the beginning. I think they just wanted to... They bought off 5 armors, and EasyTech just rushed out on the silo and rushed outside, and all of a sudden a guy opens the door, and a guy takes the duel and dies to it. Like, it was just a weird round in that sense. It was just a lot of duels, Glock versus USPs, and in the end, Heroic ended up being the ones winning the most of it, despite Malzinho doing everything he could to prevent that. Now, a force spy coming in from Kinguin, always interesting to follow how that goes. We saw it yesterday between North and Valiants, whereas Valiants were able to throw 3 Antiquos away against North, you know. So can they fight back straight away, Kinguin? Then it doesn't really matter if you lose the pistol. It's all about winning the following Antiquo round, because that's what's going to determine and put the dynamics into the game. Not a great start, though.
Reitz taking the Kobe, taking a nade to the face. Malzinho's got the UMP off the back of all that damage he done on the pistol round. Heroic again, we see them take this slow and steady pace. They're not taking any risks. They don't want to be met by the crazy CZs, and Taz won't be hearing that. You can literally sneak up now, so Nico's got himself in a really good spot here. Taz is hoping someone's going to walk underneath, but this isn't 1.6 anymore. They can come all the way round. Rallen tagging up one, gets him to the well. There's Maniza comes in with the kill. Snappy and SE tag managing to do the damage. Taz has seemingly seen no one at this stage. Finds himself the first frag, but instantly domed. 2-0 for Heroic. Pretty clear cut. They managed to get the job done. And Kinguin weren't able really to achieve too much.
Taking a lot of damage doesn't really matter. You get the kills, you have the control. Nico, as you said, up in that heaven area. So no matter what happened, even though Kinguin may or may not have gotten another CC kill, it was still in full control. They had the position in place, whereas Nico managed to sneak all the way up in heaven without Taz knowing. So great play from Hero once again. It seems like that's one of the areas they have under control. You know, the anti-eco game is just on point, and that is very important in modern Counter-Strike, because you see a lot of teams throwing away a lot of anti-ecos. Yesterday we saw Valiants losing to North on Nuke, only due to the fact that they lost 3 anti-ecos. Had they won them, they would have won the game. That's simple.
Oh, yes.
So if Hero can keep that going for them, that's going to be a great win condition for them to close out this series 2-0.
And there's so many sneaky angles on Nuke as well, right? So many boxes to hide behind. You can come from all directions. You can really catch them off guard. This was a very clear-cut round for Heroic. 5 left alive. Exactly what they would have wanted. And I'm glad we're starting to hear the Danish crowd get a little bit louder now.
Yeah, and then waking up, you know, we're going to see North play later, most likely, and we're also going to see Heroic hopefully play later again. So later on today, we probably get into it. And obviously, the Danish crowds are a little bit behind when we talk crowds in you know, Counter-Strike. Let's be honest, you know, you guys can't be loud out there, and especially when you go to a country like Poland or I mean, Romania for that matter, you know, they're very loud out there. Now, a quick round from Heroic, trying to throw off Kinguin off guard straight away. Well, fighting everything he can with an SMG right there, getting 2 frags, trying to stay alive. Very good job. Muddy is going to find him through the smoke now. It's a 3 versus 2 scenario where they have to retake the inner bomb side. Tess is going out straight away, being caught off by Nico, and that is almost a GG right there. Riats can't do anything about this one. He's 1 versus 3. Heroic has plenty of utility, and that is what we like to see. You know, changing up the pace, hitting them with a curveball straight away, and getting off to that good T side, as we talked about. Being up 4-0, potentially 5-0, that's pretty much all you want. You know, 5 rounds on a T side nuke is sometimes enough. So already now having secured, you know, something to fall back on, a little cousin to fall back on. Were it to happen again that you just stop playing Counter-Strike as you did on Mirage, that must feel good for Heroic going into this game.
And I'd certainly say that explosive push there completely caught Kinguin off guard. They were waiting for some sort of maybe execute, or at least try and look for the early frag. Instead, before they'd even had a chance to get settled in, they're being met with a load of lead to their faces. 4-0 Heroic, looking comfortable. Reitz is able to save that M4. Might give him an idea to try and force something off the back of it, but Kinguin They need to swap it up. They do need to change it up. They need to bring their A game. We see Reitz unable to get a frag just yet, but it's still early doors. Heroic, they're keeping it pretty steady across the board. Everyone's taking that play. Everyone's having their frags.
Yeah, I mean, the only player who's not really showing up yet is Muddy, and we talked a little bit about it on Mirage. It's not really needed in these scenarios where when Heroic is dominating, he's not the guy being the difference. When Heroic are struggling or when Heroic needs to open up a map, then Muddy is becoming a very vital member of this lineup. So Muddy's just doing his thing, and despite him not having a lot of frags, he's still doing his job perfectly fine. See a little bit back and forth right here. It's a 3 versus 2 scenario. They have inside control. Snappy is in a good position, though, that got caught off guard. Able to finish Mausinho. Let's see if he can stay alive. He has a backup from his mate Indoor, and Snappy once again bringing down the guys. And that is so nice to have an in-game leader who's able to hold his own, you know. Because sometimes when you look at teams play, great example is obviously our lovely Hunden from Ultimate Attack. He's, without being disrespectful to anyone, he's not the strongest individual player, and sometimes you just need that in-game leader to be able to hold on his own, you know, so you don't need to help him in order not to die, and you don't need to think about it. Whereas Snappy is one of those guys, you know, you can put him in a position by himself, and he's going to make something out of it, because he's individually at the level at the opponents he's playing to as well. So Snappy, only have praises for this guy. He's definitely a guy who's getting better and better, both individually and calling-wise, and it's only a question of time before I think either he will make Heroic a great team, or he will move on to something else, you know, where he can maybe get tools to work with on a team where he can maybe bring them to a top 5 position in the world, because he definitely has the abilities to do so.
And I'd 100% like to add to that in the fact that some in-game leaders literally have to be like, they do maybe sit in a position, they hold back, and they have to wait for the rest of their team to kind of help them out in these situations. You just saw then exactly why Snappy doesn't need it, and it's 5-0 early on here. Nico! Reitz, you cannot miss shots like that. You had your back turned to him. Manai is luckily able to get that refrag in there, but that was not good enough from Reitz at all. And again, Heroic, they've got the control, they've got the positioning here.
Got everything working for them right now. There's nothing that really tells me that the Kinguin have a chance of turning this around. I mean, they have a guy down in secret right here. It's going to be Roland. He's going to be very, very vital in terms of winning this round. I think he did spot him right there in Seal. I don't think Snappy knew it. So Roland's going to stay around here in secret, see if he can find a guy, or at least get some information by the sound cues. He's going to push up slowly but surely. You want to clear out this yard area, and there you go. Finds a frag on easy tech, and now just fall back Roland. There's no need for you to refrag or do anything else. You know you have the bomb, though. You keep fighting. Not sure I understand why, but fair enough. It's a 3 versus 3 scenario. 35 seconds left. Bomb is caught outside yard, and Minis is not able to find Snappy right here. And it seems like they're going to split inner, and actually in a very good position. It's only Taz defending it right here. Roland pushing up. Getting an out-frag, and he has the bomb now. It's a great play by Roland right here. He stayed around and getting the Kobe as well. So single-handedly clinching this round for Kinguin right here. Tash finishing it off on Muddy. But first time we see Kinguin actually doing something great. You know, and the problem for me is in this sense that great thing they're winning around, and great thing Roland is doing something on his own. But it's not like a team thing right there. It's Roland again coming in individually and getting those 2 frags that turns around the round into their favor. It's not like they're initial setup, or it's not the initial read, or whatever they did as a team worked out. It was basically just him finally hitting some shots after Reach shit the bed in the beginning. So again, you know, it's great that you're in rounds, but you want to win them off the things that you do, and not necessarily of luck or something just that happens once in a while.
Well, Kinguin got their first round on the board, but again, it's that single player stepping up and being the difference maker. Now, that's great to see, but it's not going to happen every single round. Reach now finds Nico as he tries to head down towards Secret. We'll give them the information they need, though. Taz can easily fall back from ramp as well. Malzino being left on top of the A site to hold it all on his own. Snappy using the molly to keep the vent rotation at bay just for a little while as they work their way around. Taz has jumped down, finds himself the first frag. Good positioning from him, but now he is really stuck. They know exactly where he is. He's getting spammed down. The flames come in, and he will lose his life. 3 versus 3, and Minaj is going to be kicking himself for missing that AWP shot. Walks straight into a flash as well, and now it gets a little bit chaotic. In the meantime, Modi is still being a little bit of a nuisance, but he will be taken down. So we're in a 2 versus 3, no bomb down just yet. And Malzinho, he thinks he's got a read on this. They could come back up round. He's going to wait for it. He's not going to push into it just yet. Oh, Manai's missing the shot again. We thought that was going to be Rubino taken down, but it's Reed's able to find it. Now S-Tag, he's got the heroics to play.
Currently in a position where he can't really do much. He's kind of trapped. He has to get the bomb down within the next 20 seconds. And you know there's a guy on ramp. So as long as you stay alive, Reach, there's no way you can actually lose this round. Bomb is up on the rafters as well. This is basically a no-go. I don't know why he peeks out. I mean, he must know that the bomb is downstairs, and Mausinho, all you have to do is just stay alive. Oh, no, he actually got the bomb to jump up. There we go.
This was fast. The benefit of the change here on Nuke, and he clutches it out. SC Tag doing work, putting in the power. Kinguin, though, they just gifted him that round. All you had to do was hide.
I mean, this is a scenario where Reeds makes everyone look dumb, because that was literally like a non-winnable round for him. Had he just stayed alive on ramp, not going out for whatever reason, then it would have been over by then. I have no idea why he went for that duel. Maybe some miscommunication of some point, whereas they may not have seen the bomb where on the rafters. They may not have seen where the bomb was. But in that sense, you just gotta expect more from Kinguin. This is a team with experienced guys. This is a team that is, have been around for a while, and communication is sometimes basically enough to win rounds. And this time it's just a big communication failure. Whereas we just didn't have any reason to peek out there. We already gifted the round to Kinguin, and somehow they still managed to mess it up. So Heroic getting a little bit lucky right there. Tess still able to smile. That's great to see. But I mean, in a position right now where Kinguin can't really afford to lose any more rounds on the CT side. They haven't been looking great at all. Now forced into eco as well. So it's Heroic definitely in the driver's seat. And already now, no matter what happens from now on and until the end of the half, Heroic have gotten enough rounds to work with on the CT side.
Yeah, this is the problem, right? 6 rounds already for Heroic. They're looking strong. This is their T side, not even the CT side. And Kinguin seemingly don't have the answer and just making these small mistakes. Like, they would have broken the economy of Heroic. They would have gifted themselves another round as well. This could be literally looking at a 5-3, and Kinguin then have a reasonable chance going into it.
Also a very questionable force buy right here. Kinguin opted for the force buy to see Muddy go through and die to Tess. Also a little bit unreasonable. But anyway, I don't understand the reasoning behind this force buy, as if they win this one, Heroic still have money to buy out the next one. It's not like you're going to break their money if you win this one. So either read the money miscorrected, or they simply just thinking to themselves, we're already as far behind as we need to take this round, otherwise we're going to spin out of control. So the reasoning behind this force buy, I'm not sure I see it, because if you can't really break the opponent's money by winning the force buy, then there's no reason to do it. You get an extra round, right? But next round you're still not going to be in a good position unless you survive 5 guys. So Kinguin making some questionable moves right now, but so far, so good. Tess did get a peek of Muddy, who went for a very aggressive peek. Again, not really necessary in this position. Heroic seems to be in full control, but also to chime in on that, Muddy needs to get some confidence going for him. So it's only fair that he tries to do something about it and tries to go for some of those peaks that he's known for.
Well, Heroic pulling off the heroics as Nico finds Maniz as he tries to take an opening, tries to have a little bit of information looking towards outside. Instead, he loses his life, his head gets domed, and now we're in a situation where Heroic can regain some of that control. Only Taz with a weapon in hand, and Mausinho is going to be spotted out there. Snappy's playing it smart. He doesn't want to go too far, but Taz coming around, sneaking in, managing to put the hurt on him, and Rubino just swinging a little bit too wide. Luckily, Nico's there, fast and furious, making it work with the quick 2 frags in succession, and a triple from Taz sees them secure that round. Heroic maybe playing that a little bit too slow, a little bit too split up.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it all started out by Muddy dying on ramp, and there was like no reason for that whatsoever to go for that peak. They must have known that either it was an anti-eco or force buy, and still Muddy went through a smoke. I wouldn't say carelessly, he definitely had a plan with it, but he went through a smoke, for no purpose. It was not like there was a guy with him to refrag or anything else like that. It was basically just going for a peak in a situation where it was not needed at all for Heroic. So gifting a little chance right here for Kinguin. 6-2 is still a very demanding lead for Heroic, and let's not forget that both teams are currently in a position where if they lose this round, they're going to be maybe even saving twice. At least the CT guys would have to double eco. So this is one of those rounds that can redefine the game. If Kinguin managed to win this one, they can get to 6-3 and maybe even up to 6-4, which is, again, we're starting to close in. Whereas if Heroic wins this one, it can easily spin out of control for Kinguin one side.
Oh, Taz needed to make that shot, but a ramp push is coming in. With only Taz holding it, it's going to be difficult for Kinguin to hold on.
That makes sense for Muddy to take that peak when you have the team behind you to actually follow up on it. Whereas the round before, he took the peak all by himself, died, and nothing really happened out of it. And
look at the domination now. They're already down on the lower site. The bomb has been planted. It's 5 versus 3. Only Nico really tanked up in a dire way. He's on 9 health at the moment. Everyone else can pretty much be comfortable for the remaining parts of this round. And already, Kinguin, no utility to push into this site. Surely it's just going to be a save, and that's exactly that. As Rallen, he gets up the vents and he says, okay, help me. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to get out of here. And they're going to move their way back.
They're gonna move their way back, and they have no options other to save this round. Bring in those 3 guns next one. You know, they may or may not be able to drop a few SMGs to Tess and Mini, so it can still be a decent buy, but it's to a point right now where it's spinning out of control once again for Kinguin. They haven't been able to build any sort of momentum up, and the rounds they have won has been an anti-eco and a round where they shouldn't have been winning it anyway. So it's definitely not looking good for them. Whereas Heroic, again, seem to be in full control, still with some flaws in their place, I'd say. It's not like flawlessly as we saw in the beginning, but it's good enough, and it's great for them to be up 7-2 right now. As said, you know, 7 rounds already enough. Get to 8, get to 9, get to 10. Everything else is just a big bonus for Heroic at this point. So if they can keep up this momentum and keep up the pressure, which they are with an inside rush now, then, you know, it should be fairly easy for them.
Well, the rush comes in. Malzinho's there, backed up by Rallen. Dropping bodies on the floor. Heroic's rush seemingly shut down early on here. Reach has come in to back him up. Rubino taking damage. And he's also being pushed from behind. Taz is going to try and find it with a CZ. No problem at all for him. A third secured now for Kinguin. Heroic still do have a massive lead here, but that rush was completely locked down.
That was completely locked down. That was great. That was the first time we really saw Kinguin bite away from them. So great to see they can do that still, you know, and that must give them some hopes that they can somehow monster a comeback now. Again, Heroic in a position where they bought up, they have decent amount of true utility, decent amount of weapons, but if they lose this one, they're out of money completely. So it could be one of those rounds where if we want to see a close game, Kinguin needs to win this one. If they lose this one, it's again, you know, it's just another nail in Setso coffin. So let's see what they have to fight with right here. They still don't have an op outside. It's Mini's working from the heaven area, which I'm kind of ramp area, so which I'm kind of surprised about, because I mean Muddy has tried twice already to go for that ramp peak, and expecting him to go for a third one now would be a little bit foolish, I'd say. So I mean, sometimes you just, you know, you don't have that control over where you want to go with the op, and not having the idea of where to position yourself is maybe not a great idea. Reach dying outside the yard area, and yard is completely given up now. Heroic have all the map control in the world, and are up 5-4. So again, a position where Kinguin are just playing on the back heels.
If Taz pushes forward from Secret as well, Heroic have his number marked. He's looking to see, because he knows if he can get a couple of frags here, catch him off guard, then he can really upset the balance here, give his team a chance into this round. They're down 1 man already. Nico snuck up high, and Heroic is seemingly going for this A bomb site. Rallen towards the vent. Comes out at the wrong timing, meets 2 players' faces. Modi's taking Manai's down as well. Malzinho is able to reply, but it's only with 1. Taz goes down as soon as he pops that out of Secret. 4v1, and Malzinho again all alone. He's been the playmaker. He's been the man putting up all the hurt on Heroic, but it's just seemingly not enough here as we're looking at an 8-3.
Not enough, I guess, is just the keyword for Kinguin throughout this entire series thus far. You know, the comeback was fine on Mirage, but it just wasn't enough. And what they're doing right now on Nuke is by no means okay. Not playing up to pair. Heroic, you know, again, credit where credit is due. I feel Heroic are playing to a high level of Counter-Strike right now, and what I want to see is the same thing as we talked about on Mirage. Finish this game quick, smooth. Don't spend too much energy on worrying about what to do and what not to do. You know, get into a close scenario where you feel pressured all of a sudden. The easier you can get through these group stage games for a team like Heroic, the better. Let's make clear, if they win this game, they go to the playoff. I'm not sure whether it's secured as a first spot or a second seed, but no matter what, if they do win this, they proceed into the semifinals. So the less energy you spend on worrying about that, the less energy you spend on you know, playing a group stage match, the more energy you have for those semifinals, and hopefully for Heroic's case, a final later on tonight as well. So finish this game, be very clinical, be playing the Counter-Strike you're doing right now, and stop to take those, you know, don't start to do the same mistakes you did on Mirage. You know, let that be the learning lesson, and just keep on doing your thing.
Going for a third map here for either team is going to be a very testing time. They've got a long day ahead of them, a long road ahead of them, and okay, Kinguin pushing positions there, I guess trying to catch Heroic off guard, maybe in a potential rush, given what Heroic have been doing. They've been trying to push out positions from outside, taking the the A rush hits. But this time around, it didn't work out for him. Still 5 alive on Heroic, only Taz remaining. He's going to try hold on to this M4, finds himself the first frag, but Modi's able to reply. Damage being done, no weapon save for Kinguin, and I'm wondering if Kinguin at this stage is just maybe got something up their sleeve when it comes to the T side. Maybe that's where they feel comfortable as well, because Heroic is just putting it to them at every step of the way.
I mean, yeah, you could hope so for the sake of the game that they have something pulled up in the sleeve. But realistically, no. Even the best terrorist teams on Nuke are simply not good enough to claim more than 5-6 rounds. And by no means I don't think Kinguin are one of the best teams on the T side on Nuke in the entire world. So expecting them to all of a sudden bring out 9 or 10 rounds in order to finish this game is not going to be possible for them. It doesn't look good for them. Let's be completely honest with you. It's probably going to be double digits for Heroic on the T side on Nuke, and just gotta praise Heroic for again able to get off to the good starts and maintain the level they're playing on right now. Muddy's gonna get an easy frag on minis right here. There's not too much to talk about in these anti-egos. They haven't even been close, and that's sometimes it's boring to watch, but it's also great for the sake of Counter-Strike that Heroic are one of the teams that you can look towards if you want to learn how do we approach our anti-ego rounds. We want to play them safe. We want to make sure that we don't win them or don't lose too many weapons. Go look at Heroic. They're doing one hell of a job right here.
Yeah, we've seen it across both maps now, and okay, the only shining hope we've got here for Kinguin is they came back already from double digits, but that's on Mirage, a map that we often see this on. Now we're playing Nuke, and it really has become the Heroic show. They've just shined in every step of the way. Even when they've been taken down on the rushes are coming in, they're able to bounce back. Kinguin, they need more than a miracle.
They need more than a miracle. I mean, we're almost to a point where I think we had a Norwegian running around naked at this event a few years ago. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, yeah. A really very familiar face. He's a little bit younger back then.
A little bit younger, a little bit, I would say, prettier. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, prettier back then.
It's young stage. I'm still young, so I can say that. I'm not old yet. You are. Anyway, it's to a point where I would almost promise, I'd do the same if Heroic managed to throw this one away. It's not going to happen, obviously, but to a point where 10 rounds on the T side on Nuke, it's just too much to swallow for the Kinguin guys right now. They need the last 2 rounds, no doubt, and even if they get them, there's still a very slim hope for them to crawl back into this game.
And just on that whole walk around, running around naked,
it's just
Norwegians, he was getting called out by Anders to try and recreate it again, and he said he might have a surprise for us. So Copenhagen Games, keep an eye out for a crazy Norwegian.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to know when, so I can leave the venue. I don't want to see that.
Don't worry, you won't escape it on social media, I'm sure. Everyone's camera phones will be going wild.
That's true. 2018, right?
14th round, though. And again, Heroic, they've had so much control out here. If Nico jumps up high again, this is my issue, right? This is both Taz and Minais had played this where they weren't actually, okay, Minais got the frag there, but they played it so far back that they wouldn't know if someone jumps up high. And you can't take that risk. Rallan taking it to Moddy, and see, this is the 1v1 duels, the individual skills coming out now. There's no refragging coming out from Heroic, so this gives Kinguin the opening. We've got 5 alive versus 2 at the moment. It's Snappy and Rubino, and it's going to be very difficult for them now to deal the damage and try and take this round, but it's when they haven't gone as a team, it falls apart.
Yeah, exactly. You're definitely right. When they win the duels and when they just get to play 1 versus 1 against the Heroic players, they're definitely up to par with them. It's not like Kinguin are much worse individual than Heroic. I would say pound for pound, player for player, Heroic may be a little bit better in terms of skill-wise, but overall these guys from Kinguin are great talents, great Counter-Strike players. It's just they don't have the composition, they don't have the precisions, and they don't have the team play right now to go up against a team like Heroic and actually expect to win against them. See Rubino go down here, 4th round for Kinguin. Even though it's great they win the round, it's hard to get excited about it because, again, 5 rounds on the CT side, it's just not going to be enough for them. And it would have been differently if it was like very close rounds where Heroic really had to fight for them every single time and one just so happened to win all the clutches, just so happened to win all the close duels. But at this point, it's just been Heroic being dominant. They've won the rounds very, very easily. Haven't had to put too much effort into it, and letting Kinguin getting 5 rounds is not the end of the world at all. Tactical timeout right here. Again, a funny time to do that. I know it's the last round, and it may just be for Peacemaker.
Mind games.
Mind games could be one of the things. Just to make sure. Let's win the last game.
Yeah.
The last round of this first half, just to make sure that we really have it under control. Of
course. That
said, though, 11-4, 10-5. Doesn't really make a difference.
This is a phenomenal T-half, right? They've played it well as a team. They also mixed it up, right? We haven't seen it just a constant, we're going to split and pick. Well, we're just going to go try, always head down secret. I think that's what Nuke became over the last few months, where teams were just constantly aiming to get down to the B site. They were pushing more around ramp. We've only seen a ramp push once or twice from Heroic. They've been more going for this, either a fast A hit or a slow outside play. We're trying to sneak someone up high to rafters, and it's been working very well for them.
And that's the problem. Kinguin haven't been able to fight it. They haven't even tried. You know, you could smoke or Molotov down yard area and make sure that Heroic doesn't have any yard control like they're doing right here, double nading as well. But they just give the yard to them every single round. You know, it seems way too easy by Heroic.
Oh, Rallen! Backed up by Reet, somehow getting it done. Can he get another one? SE Tag just runs straight into it, and this is a huge round coming out from Kinguin. They were going to be caught off guard, and instead, they ended up putting all the pain, all the hurt onto Heroic.
I mean, even though Heroic are making the right call right here, making the right play, it's all down to that lost duel in the beginning right there. Had he gone down, it would have been completely different, I believe. So, you know, Kinguin again running around, but it's not like we're sitting back and thinking, oh, they did a great call here, they did a great setup, or they did something great. It was, again, Heroic, you know, lost the round, you know, and it was just a situation in itself, you know, that created this possibility for them to win this exact round. So, again, it's fun when you look at it from an analytical point of view, whereas you want to see teams win rounds of something they're doing and them being reactive to what's happening instead of the other team, you know, messing up or doing a mistake or something like that. And it's just been the case in pretty much the entire game that whenever Heroic stops to play well Counter-Strike, then Kinguin have a chance, you know, then they all of a sudden look like they can play Counter-Strike, but it's down to the Heroics, you know, not playing up to par. And if that's the case, then it's hard to believe that Heroic are just going to stop playing to the level they've been playing on the entire series.
Well, it is the pistol round. Heroic now on the CT side after a fantastic half on their T side. SE Tag, oh my god, finds Manais just up top, looking to get ready to get the execute going. Now it is going to be a push into the A site. Heroic seemingly ready. Damage being done. Nico dropping heads across the board. The rush shut down. It's all up to Taz. SE Tag comes in, and that's all they needed. Pistol round confidently achieved there by Heroic.
And there we go. You know, the one saving grace Kinguin had was to win the pistol round. Now they have one more chance. That would be to win the NGQ right here and put some real pressure on Heroic. As we see Nico coming in with 3 beautiful headshots. He's a good guy with that USP. He's a great pistol player. And a guy in Denmark that we for some time, you know, were thinking, you know, he could be a future prospect for North Australis. But as of most recently, the last 6 months, the half year, he's kind of stagnated with this entire Heroic lineup. I don't know what it means. He was trying to get down fast vents right there. Didn't work out. They were ready for it. Now a fast ramp push. Being shut down by Muddy. Getting 2 beautiful effects. A third one as well. And it is just Rellens standing against 4 Heroic players. And he's going down about now. There we go. Took some time. But that was the last saving grace. You know, we talked about it. If you don't win the pistol, you got to win the NC or following NC eco. If you don't do that, then Heroic is going to be in a position now where Kinguin have to save unless they want to force up once again with a very weak buy. If they don't, it's going to be 13-5 on the CT side of Nuke. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone.
How Moddy though, he took so much damage and just collected himself and still managed to pick up 3, spraying away with that UMP, making it work, making it rain. 12-5 and Heroic. They are pulling off all the Heroics. Snappy with a scout, looking to do some damage as he sees the push coming from outside just a little bit. And Kinguin now, I think the best way for them to use their time here is just to talk a little bit and communicate a little bit on what you're going to do on the following rounds, because this is looking like a serious disaster for him here on Nuke.
It's going to be one of those rare cases where I think they already mentally now have given up to a point where they know it requires one hell of a comeback now. Obviously, they're still believing in the win, and Counter-Strike, again, it's a momentum game. We saw it on Mirage. All of a sudden, we sat here and talked about this game is over. They should give up. They should just focus on getting into the game so they could be ready for Nuke. They did that, and all of a sudden, you know, we are on Nuke, and we find ourselves in the same position, whereas Kinguin, they haven't really showed us anything at all, you know, that gives me an indication, that gives me an idea that they're able to monster this comeback. It would be different, as said, if there was a lot of close clutch rounds or something like that, but it's just been very one-sided affair throughout the entire game. Heroic, especially Nico, Rubino for that matter as well. Everyone has chimed up. Snappy has definitely been the hugest surprise for me in this series, you know, playing up to a high level. It just seems like no matter where you go, Heroic are just there to shut you down.
And the thing is, right, Kinguin, in their veto, they would have gone, okay, we got to take Mirage. Second map, potentially win it. When they probably saw Nuke, maybe they thought, oh, okay, we might have a fair chance here. We're probably not a map we practice too much. But Heroic have really shown them how it's done here. And this is the round, the only round that will kind of tell us what the potential of this game is going to have here. Because we see Snappy stayed on the scout. Rubino's kept with his UMP. We've got full AKs coming out from the T side. Early aggressive position being had by ES Tag there as well. He's continuing to push forward outside. Drops the incendiary grenade further forward. And it's going to be more down to what Kinguin tried to do, because look, they've pushed into a come close to main. They're in lobby waiting now, but they're just holding back, seeing if Reetz can find anyone here. But he's not going to look all the way around as well. He might not spot ES Tag. If he jumps down, this could be a good opening pick for him. Snappy's looking for it as well. This is a great setup outside from Heroic.
It's a great setup and a setup that Kinguin definitely could have used in order to shut down that yard aggression from Heroic. So, I mean, they're doing what Kinguin should have been doing on their CT side. So that's great to see. I think we're going to see SCTech now getting into a duel where he's probably going to get 1 or 2 kills. There we go. A great flash. A little bit unlucky about the timing around the boxes, and it gets messy now. Not winning it. You know, that happens, but the play itself was right. It was correct call. He was blind, and everything worked out. Unluckily, the timing was not with him right there. So, Heroic, you know, having the right ideas, and again, that's the difference. Kinguin are being, you know, just waiting to die, whereas Heroic are trying to do something actively to force the duels and force the right plays.
Well, Modi now is going to be the point man to try and stop this rush coming down. He did spot out 1 player, but can't find the frag. Modi just looking for another opening. Might be able to take the bomb down here, and he does. And he's still there alive. 2 versus 4. They're in an okay spot here. Reitz does find his head, though. Reitz being the point man again. Triple kill for him. Snappy just running around with that scout, hoping for an opportunity, but Rannon's on top of him. And Kinguin do achieve the round win. They do give a glimmer of hope now, and they can make this work potentially on the T side. But again, it was a big play coming out from Reitz there.
And it was sort of like a bonus round for Heroic as well. They kept on to the UMP, they kept on to the scout, so they knew, you know, we can afford to just lose this round, you know, and then next round we'll have everything we need in order to buy up fully, as you can see in the screens right now. Snappy with the AVP, full utility, nade kits all over the place. Snappy and Team Heroic is not needing anything, so this would be a round, you know, that can define whatever Kinguin has a chance or not, and there we go. Easy Tech takes him 10 seconds to kill Reitz there and put them in a position, whereas I think Nuke is one of the maps in the entire map pool that if you're down 4 versus 5 on the T side, you have the very least chance of winning the round. I think it's down to something like 25% or something like that. So it already now looking very dire for them.
Good start though. Snappy pulling up the kills. Taz might find Modi, but Snappy's on top of it. Oh, and he just lines up the next one. Taz gonna push him, and that's gonna be it. Snappy, pew, pew, pow, AWP in hand, making it work.
Making it work. And what a fitting story for this series as well. You know, Snappy have really been on point, not only with the rifle, but now also with the AVP. And talking about that, you know, we need to see Snappy picking that up a little bit more when they go into the games against hopefully North or some other team in the semi-final. Whereas, you know, they're needing Yuki right now. He's by far the big X-Factor player, by far the best AVP player, and one of the best, if not the best AVP player in Denmark. And that's what they're missing. So in order to have Snappy, you know, just stepping up a few times with that AVP, it's going to be very vital for them in order to proceed further into the tournament. Where I feel we can start to have that conversation and start to think about that now, whereas we expect Rogue now to have won this game. You know, they're proceeding into the semifinals, and this is where their focus should be in just about 5 minutes from now.
5 minutes is all you're giving them, Pimp.
I was being nice there. I would have said 2.
Harsh words, but rightly so, given the situation, given what we're looking at. 14-6 Heroic. They've definitely got the better buy in this side of things. Kinguin, they can't afford to make these mistakes. Snappy again on ramp in a good spot. They seem to be pushing it again. See, this is the difference, right? Heroic were playing a very different style to what we normally see on Nuke, where Kinguin are playing that same style that we've seen most teams play for like the last 6 months. And I know, yes, we don't see Nuke much, but Malzinho luckily gets it with Snappy missing the kill. Taz is going to walk in as well, find Rubino, and this is going to give him control of the lower B bomb site. What can Modi do from this position? Great angles, he finds the first, looking for the second as well. Modi, just when you need him to, he steps up, turns it into a 3 versus 3. Nico's going to have to be so careful as he goes down these vents. Maniz is on the hunt. And Modi still finding another kill. Modi, despite himself, making it work. Nico onto Taz. He should have never been able to get that kill. And now it's all up to Rallen. Finds himself the first and the second, but he's shot in the back. The defuse is going to come in from Modi, who's just being very careful right now, picking up the weapons, making sure he does manage the economy. Still goes in for the defuse, and the 15th is secured.
And the 15th is secured. And if Kinguin is not able to win that round, then, you know, call it a GG, give it a day, and go back to practice, because that was just not good enough for them. You know, that was a position, you know, where Modi, he played it well, rightfully so, but I think Rallen missed an easy kill on Modi after as well. He was down to 16 HP, and, you know, just not good enough from Kinguin right now. Great to see Modi coming in and having a little bit of, you know, shine there as well. He's been very absent in this game, you know, haven't really been needed to do anything, so it's great to see him coming in and also chiming in with some great frags, being at 17 frags right now, definitely in the pack with the boys. So overall, look at the scoreboard right there. It's a team, team competition right there for Heroic. Once again, though, it is Snappy leading the scoreboard, and that is after all great to see. I really like it when in-game leaders are you know, going in first and leading by example.
Leading by example is exactly the way they want to do it. Rubino starts off strong. Heroic are looking to close this out right here, right now, as Taz and Manise are the only ones left. Now it's just up to Manise. He hasn't had the best game so far, and that'll be all she wrote. 16-6, Heroic take it 2-0. And the Danish fans go wild.
Danish fans go wild. I mean, we need to step over our crowd a little bit game after one. There we go.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you.
There we go. But great